Yes people, what is going on? So today's video is going to be a little bit different. There's no sexy intro, there's none of those sexy b-roll clips, and there's none of that music that matches the frames perfectly. But with that being said, I promise I will make it worth your time. So if you don't know me already, my name is Scott and I am building business, life and creative autonomy. I am going to be telling you my full story and the reason why I do what I do. So with that being said, roll the clip. Yes, what's going on people? So we're going to be doing something a little bit different today. What I've done is I've put my story from being 18 right up to this day. And it's a story of pain, self-actualization, determination, dedication, inspiration and desperation. Well, not desperation. I thought the best way for me to articulate this to you is to put it into a document, and then you can learn more about me, you can learn more about what I do, and you can also learn more about my plan of how I'm going to get there. So ignore the dead trim as well, I'm just growing my hair out, but enough of that, let's get right into it. So we're going to speed run this document. So this is my story, the way of the operator. This image here holds no value to the actual story, I just really like the piece of art and I really love retro futurism. But anyways, let's get right to it. So I sat at my desk at 3 AM wondering if I've made a huge mistake with my life, broke, frustrated and absolutely terrified. This isn't how my 30s are supposed to be. Isn't this where I'm supposed to have everything figured out? By the time I was at 18, I had my entire life mapped out. And as you can see, I've done a Facebook post in 2008 saying, I know the hard work will one day pay off, just keep going Scott. So that's pretty cool to look back on. By 21, I owned my first real business. I had staff, overheads and responsibilities. By 24, I owned my dream watch and car. This makes working over the weekend, every weekend for God knows how long, worth it. 2014. And then that was my first Rolex watch, which was the Rolex Submariner date, and I think the reference number is 116610LN. So I think it'll be interesting to add a little bit more context for you about that time of my life. So I was 24, I bought my dream watch, had my dream car, and I thought I was the absolute man. But this was such a pivotal moment for me because I come from nothing. Everything that I had, I worked hard and earned it myself. I was young and naive and I was posting it on social media, and I was in an area where I had no business being in that area. Like I said, I was naive and I was with a guy who I thought was a friend, and that friend basically got me set up and robbed. So I was sat in my car with that friend, and a guy came from the passenger side and a guy came from the driver's side. They both had masks on and surgical gloves, and they was both holding big zombie knives. So I put up a good fight, and then I realised I am not dying over a stainless steel Rolex watch. So I obviously give the people everything that I had on me, which in itself was a very traumatic experience. And I had insurance for my watch, and because I wouldn't give police a statement of what actually happened, that meant that insurance couldn't pay me out for my watch. So in like the space of a month or so, I went out and bought another one of the exact same watch, which is just fucking stupid in itself. And then eventually, after a lot of going back and forth with the insurance, I eventually got paid out, but they couldn't pay me out the money for the watch. They had to get me the exact same watch again. So in a space of like 6 months of that happening, I ended up having 2 of the same watch, which is just stupid. So I basically sold one. But this was a major turning point in my life, and obviously it made me extremely paranoid, definitely caused some PTSD. I couldn't trust people, and it could have been a lot worse. But I do believe the universe will give you signs to actually sort your life out, because at that point of my life I was obviously just in a dark place, putting all of my value on external things, and it means nothing. I also forgot to mention that the one watch that I was left with, I then had to sell that watch to help raise some quick money for the fit out for the new restaurant that we was opening. So that was quite a depressing time because I obviously put my value on these external material things. And as entrepreneurs, we don't have things like job promotions, we don't get pay increases, we don't get bonuses. So the things that you can buy through the hard work is kind of like the milestones of your entrepreneurial journey. But luckily, I think that the universe will give you signs, and I don't think we should be putting our value of who we are on external material things that really mean nothing at the end of the day. And obviously I was young and naive, and I think it's something that we all go through as men. As soon as we make some money, we just make sure to spend it as quick as possible, because I have no financial hygiene. I didn't come from a background where I was taught about finances, so any money that I did make, I thought that I'm just going to keep making it and I'm going to make more and more money, and it's not a linear thing. So the money that I did have coming in, I'll just be spending it on stupid clothing, jewellery, on silly stuff, on tables in nightclubs, like doing all the stuff. But I think that is something that we all should really experience at least once in our lives, so we can understand that that is actually not the thing that we want. Because when you are on the other side of that and you see people buying like nice cars and nice watches and clothing, that when you don't have that, you think to yourself, oh shit, I really want that. But once you get those things, that you quickly realize that it doesn't fill the emptiness within, which I still didn't learn when I was 24. And as you can see with the rest of my story, I didn't listen to the universe. But everything happens for a reason, and I feel like getting set up and robbed, that was the universe warning me. So I went out and bought more things and more things, and sometimes we just gotta take a step back and listen to what the universe is actually telling us. Anyways, let's get right back to the video. Yeah, and there's me and my boy sitting on the hood of my car. But by 30, I owned multiple businesses, got bigger cars, better watches, moved to the city, visited more dream destinations, and hit north of 7 figures in business revenue, not profit, and I thought I was the man. I think on that image there, I think I've got on the Rolex Submariner bi-colour blue and gold. The reference number is 126613LB, I think it is. It's funny how you like remember canon events like that in your life. But here's the thing. I was lost, suffocating and drowning in depression. I was looking for a way out of this mess. My life was stuck in a relentless cycle of rent a commercial property, exchange my time for money, try to make some profit, survive another week, pay overheads, buy stock, hire staff, and just exist. And I rinsed and repeated this exact model. None of this was wrong, but stress was double. First on growing my businesses, and second on making sure that everyone got paid, which meant I didn't the super majority of the time. That's where entrepreneurship took me. 17 years deep in the trenches and nothing of actual merit to show for it. A few awards, my soul scorned with the stories of battle lost and the external trappings of what you would deem as success. My God, what a sentence that is. All of it meaningless. I wasn't making a difference to the world. No impact, no legacy to leave behind, just a shallow existence. But in the process, I built up a lot of experience. I was trying to piece together a different way to operate. This time around, it had to be different. Nothing felt clear. I was doing everything, but none of it working. No offer, no consistent customers and clients, no real direction. I knew I was good at certain things. I knew I could help people. I knew I had something. But I wasn't able to package that something into the thing that would change everything. I was living feast or famine. My revenue was inconsistent. I had no cash flow or recurring revenue. And here's the truth that no one tells you. Your 30s are not about having everything figured out. Your 20s are also not about having everything figured out. They're about experimenting. They're about trying and failing again and again. They're about learning who you are and what you want through the chaos. And society romanticizes success stories. We've all seen online the 21-year-old millionaire, the startup founder, or the creator who's made it. Your friends around you will have careers and settling down with a family, but those are the exceptions and not the rule. For most of us, our 20s and 30s are messy, uncertain, and full of self-doubt. And that's okay. And in this video, I'm going to share with you my plan on how I'm going to add 20k in profit of how I'm going to add 20k every month in profit with one offer, 3 simple systems, and working less than a few hours a day. If you don't know already, hi, I'm Scott Martin Anderson. I'm the founder of Operator OS. I help coaches, consultants, plus creators build and scale high leverage personal brand ecosystems with the Operator OS Flywheel. As an operator, everything revolves around one core mission, and that is freedom by design. But freedom is subjective. True freedom is to, not freedom from. For one operator, it might mean the freedom to work less. For another, it could mean having the freedom to work more on what they choose to work on, but without the constraints of time or obligation. Business life and creative autonomy is the baseline of the operator. We build online businesses that prioritizes autonomy over time, location, and choices. We're operators, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can also become an operator using our simple model in the creator economy. This is the same model that made Gary 35k in 13 days and 86k collected in total for his coaching business in our time working together with 2,382 followers. The same model that got Yanis hitting a 6-figure run rate of €100,000 in less than a year and now planning on collecting 240k in revenue whilst traveling the world 70 to 80% of the year with his consultancy business, and he is currently somewhere in Southeast Asia, and he's got 3,586 followers. The same model that drove pre-sold leads to Maldi School community through creating simple YouTube videos, collecting €2,171 in 1 week alone with her fitness offer in Bali, Indonesia, with 22,000 followers. The same model that helped Tyler land a $4,000 in monthly recurring revenue client with his YouTube agency offer on the side of his tech sales job in Austin, Texas, with 2,352 followers. The same model that got Rav 5 new clients and a teaching contract in the first week of launching his music teaching offer with 2,544 followers. The same model that helped Mitch get 18 new clients on the launch of his football coaching offer and collected 11.5k in less than 14 weeks with 1,260 followers. Now he's on track to quit his full-time job so he can go all the way in on his new coaching offer. The same model that got Lucas 4 new clients in less than 48 hours with his fitness offer, adding almost €1,400 to his monthly recurring revenue without even publicly launching his offer. Now he's killing it with his fitness brand. This year I've helped 20 plus coaches, consultants, plus creators build and scale high leverage personal brand ecosystems in the creator economy. And because I value freedom over everything, this is the same model I've used for the past year that allows me to follow my purpose and serve my dream clients in a few simple inputs a day. I sometimes struggle to showcase the results because it's more than just a screenshot, sharing a client win or case study. What matters most is what these results bring: total autonomy over your business life and creativity. It's the freedom to work on your business rather than getting trapped in it. Working with clients you genuinely want to help, free from the constraints of time, location or obligation, free from overwhelm, frustration and confusion, giving you the space to breathe so you can lean into your creativity and pursue your passions through building a business aligned to the life you want. A business that makes a positive impact on the world, a business that fuels freedom by design. This is why I don't claim ownership of any of my testimonials, because it's much larger than just me. I'm not a mentor or a course seller. You don't need to have to find the time in your busy schedule to consume countless hours of content you don't need. I try stuff on my own, I filter what doesn't work, and I give my clients and customers what does. And my clients don't need me to get the outcome they want. They're going to get there anyway. My mission is to make sure it happens faster with less pain and anxiety. The same pain and anxiety I've had to go through to figure this all out. And it's the same model I'll be using to hit my freedom by design number of 20k per month here at Operator OS. So right now you're probably wondering, why is 20k per month my freedom by design number? The question is, will 10k per month really be enough these days? From where I'm sitting right now in the UK, the answer is pretty clear. No. In the next few years, you'll see fewer people using the classic 10k per month as their dream income goal. And here's why. Food prices have increased by 25% since 2022. Energy bills are set to rise another 5 to 7% in 2025. UK house prices have significantly outpaced income growth over the past 20 years, rising roughly 180% compared to the 70% income increase, making home ownership almost impossible for most. So here's an interesting fact. In the last 70 years, it's increased by over 360% house prices, which is wild. Rent has risen 10 to 20% year on year, making it harder for people to save or invest. This means house prices and rent increases are compounding much faster than wage growth. Meanwhile, essentials like food and energy continue to rise, further reducing disposable income. The purchasing power of your income has now weakened. 10k per month won't get you the lifestyle or freedom that you want like it did 10 years ago, simply due to inflation and a cost of living crisis. So in my opinion, which is just my opinion, because I'm just a guy on the internet, 20k per month is becoming the new 10k per month, and I can imagine it's now the same for you if you're living in Europe or America as well. But look, I'm a simple man with simple needs. I don't need or want anything. 20k per month, stone cold profit will ensure I can support and provide for my loved ones, and it will enable me to work from any location in the world stress-free using this same model. So let me ask you, what's holding you back from making 20k per month as a creator or with your coaching or consulting business in a creator economy? This video is going to show the steps I'm taking to build my freedom by design. But it all starts with a paradigm shift in how you want to build your business. Firstly, I just want to make sure this is worth your time, because time and attention is our most valuable asset, and it's a core value of becoming an operator. So who this video is not for: people who love likes and followers, people who love complicated funnels, people who love paying with their time, people who love sending cold DMs to strangers, people who love to figure it out for themselves, people who love building someone else's business, people who love building their business with brute force, people who love complexity and want a large team to manage. And who this video is for: people who value simplicity, people who value authenticity, people who value building a personal brand, people who value their time over everything else, people who value business life and creative autonomy, people who value having a high profit business operation, people who value being able to add clients without sales calls, people who value making a tangible impact with their life's work. Okay, so if you're still here with me, I should probably introduce myself properly. I'm Scott Martin Anderson, and I am the founder of Operator OS. My mission is to help 1,000 coaches, consultants, plus creators find their purpose, lean into their creativity, break free from anxiety, and make their impact to the world by leveraging their personal brand in the creator economy. I'm a former restaurant owner, barbershop owner, natural wine retailer, marketer, product designer, graphic designer, streetwear owner, property sourcer, deal packager, growth operator, videographer, editor, agency owner, multiple e-com store owner. I'm a serial entrepreneur, and honestly, I failed at most of them. But in the process, I've stacked nearly 2 decades of XP, operating across every major industry vertical. So everything changed for me when I realized I was building my business based around someone else's dream. Because 2 years ago, things were very different. Most people either build someone else's business or someone else's dream. They end up building a complex business that suffocates the very freedom they were chasing. They end up escaping a 9 to 5 only to replace it with a 24/7. This happened to me. And despite us bringing in 6 figures in revenue across different businesses, I was begging my business partners to release cash so I could pay rent. And even more embarrassing than that, there was a period in my life I had to get a job working in a hospital as a cleaner to cover bills. And there it is, me in the hospital in my work scrubs. To say it was rough would be an understatement. This was a very low, dark point in my life. On the outside, I had multiple businesses, but the reality, I had to get up at 5 a.m. and drive an hour in traffic to clean up human feces and blood for 8 hours for less than £100 a day. I decided enough was enough. I can't continue living my life like this. I needed to design my business based around what I wanted out of life. And everything changed for me when I chose to take back control by intentionally designing my business to fuel that life. I realized the only way to do this was to walk away from the businesses I spent the best years of my life building. I was tired of the inconsistent revenue and the years of banging my head against the wall, and I started to use a model that I call the Operator OS Flywheel. And it's based on some core principles in how I wanted to live my life, because the hard truth of entrepreneurship is everything works, but it's easy to forget to ask yourself, do I want this to work for how I want to live my life? So are you guys resonating with my story so far? If so, please let me know your thoughts in the comments, because it's greatly appreciated. And of course, any likes, subscribes, greatly appreciated. I really appreciate you being here. So the choice we must all make. Do we want complexity? Do we want to attract tire kickers? Do we want blockage in our business? Do we want anxiety? Do we want to have a bloated team? And do we want low profit? Or do we actually want simplicity, dream clients, flow, clarity, a lean team, and high profit? I know how it feels to be on opposite sides of this spectrum. I know how it feels to look yourself in the mirror and hate what you see staring back. I was overweight, insecure and uncomfortable in my own skin because business and life was getting too much. So I would stress eat as a coping mechanism or not eat at all due to the stress and look like a heroin addict. And look. And the craziest thing, this wasn't even me at my worst. I was actually much larger than this. Long story, I moved out of the house that I had with an ex-girlfriend, went back to my parents, whole life was crumbling around me, and I thought, from this day, I am going to make a change. But getting to this stage, I was skinny fat, I was like anorexic. I definitely, through the stress and trauma and PTSD of everything that's gone on, it definitely created some sort of eating disorder. But I know how it feels to finally become competent, to move with absolute certainty, to look myself in the mirror and be proud of the person staring back. But this was literally less than a year from looking like this. And for me to get like this took a lot of discipline, a lot of determination. I had to use my pain as fuel. This is the discipline of the standard of what I have for my life. And this is what I expect for myself every day. And this discipline is what I've transferred into my business as well. So I got my health dialed in, I got my business dialed in, and everything else begins to fall in place. I know how it feels to lay awake at 3 a.m, paralyzed by dread, knowing tomorrow's bills will bounce and there's nothing you can do about it. Feeling like a complete failure with your mind spiraling deeper and deeper out of control. As you can see, £1.20. I couldn't even get an overdraft because I didn't even pay off my previous overdraft. But I know how it feels to hit 10k in monthly recurring revenue consistently and experience that incredible sense of relief that you're finally not suffocating, you can breathe a little. And that feeling, once you've been there, is a feeling that can't be described. To have that weight off your shoulder and that you can finally have some space to breathe and to be creative. And I know how it feels to spend hours pouring your heart into your content to just speak into the void with nobody listening to you. And I know how it feels when it all finally clicks, people start listening and your words inspire action. And what's cool about this piece of content here was that it was no gimmick or anything like that. It was me just sharing my insights about the discipline, about the level of discipline that's helped me in my life. And obviously it resonated with a large group of people. almost 7,000 saves, which is wild. I think I got like a few thousand, and I think it got me like 2,000 followers off that. Maybe 2,000, 3,000 followers off that one piece of content. So I've walked both paths and I know what side I much prefer. So what actually changed? First, I had to kill the old me. Second was to take advantage of the single greatest opportunity we'll see in our generation. And it's something that we're all familiar with, and it's the creator economy. So Goldman Sachs have predicted the creator economy could approach $500 billion by 2027. So what I've done is that I've attached links for reference, which you can find the link to this document in the description. So all you have to do is press a link and you get access to this document where you can access then the references. And I missed my chance and didn't get in early with crypto, dropshipping and Amazon FBA. But the difference is, if you like it or not, we are all in the creator economy. Now it's deciding whether you are a consumer or a creator, whether you create something or get sold to. The decision is yours every time you pick up your phone. I just want to take you through a few examples of creators that you all might know. So we've got my boy Hamza, who makes 100k plus per month. He is an educational content creator. There he is, dropping absolute gems. You've got Danko, who makes 300k plus per month as a writer. We've got Alex Hormozi, 1.2 million plus per month. He's an entrepreneur. He co-owns School, and he owns acquisition.com. Then we've got Dan Bolton, who makes 100k per month, who's an online coach. And you're probably now thinking, but Scott, these guys all have huge audiences. And you are right, they do, other than Dan Bolton. But Alex Hormozi, who I'm going to assume you all know, as it's impossible to have not seen at least one piece of his content on your timeline, just broke every limiting belief about what is possible with a small audience in this video, which again you get access to. You can find it in the top link of the description. But a quick breakdown is that he tells a story about a dietitian he met, and she helps other dietitians figure out insurance codes to pay for so people can pay for medical bills through insurance claims. So all she done was one post on Instagram per day, one Instagram story, one email to her list, and the revenue she made was over 1 million per year with less than 6,000 followers, and that's it, which broke his beliefs. And then this is why and this is what is important about breaking your own limiting beliefs. When you surround yourself with people who are doing what you are doing or living the life you want to live, or maybe they're just a few steps ahead of you, by proximity, you collect their beliefs and shatter your own in the process. And I've been lucky enough to spend time around these people other than Danko, but Hamza is a close friend of mine. I remember the time he came to visit me in my restaurant whilst I had to work. Hamza was a close friend of mine. I remember the time he came to visit me in my restaurant whilst I had to work front of house to save on staff costs. I was running around, taking orders, collecting plates and cleaning tables, and when it got less busy, I sat with him and he basically said, "Scott, what the fuck are you doing with your life when you can package up your experience and help people online?" And this was a podcast that me and Hamza done when we was in Bali together. I met Dan Bolton when I was in Bali and he'd done a podcast with Hamza. We went out and had dinner, and at the time he barely had 6,000 followers, no viral content, wasn't even doing paid ads, and was making millions in profit from his small audience. This blew both of our minds. When he left, me and Hamza were just sitting there like, what the hell has just happened? Because Hamza had millions of followers, subscribers, and he wasn't monetizing his audience to that level. At the time, I had about 6,000, and I was definitely not making anywhere in the region of that amount of money, probably like 0.1% of the money of what he was making from the way that he has monetized his audience. So that was crazy. That was such an amazing time to be around people like that. Then I went to the School Games Mastermind in Las Vegas and met Alex Hormozi and Sam Ovens. I spent 2 days surrounded by the top creators on the school platform, like Hamza, who won the School Games, people like Eddie Cumberbatch, who you might know, Max Perzon, Andrew Kirby, the OG, Caprice Brown. And the room was full of A players who all make 100k plus per month. And there's me with Alex Hormozi and Sam Ovens, and it was an absolutely crazy experience. Like, me and Hamza was going for breakfast in the morning, was all staying in the same hotel, having breakfast with Sam Ovens and all the other creators, and just the conversations that I was hearing when I was just starting my day with jet lag was just absolutely mind-blowing. But again, it shattered my beliefs of what is possible. And then there's my mentor, who has made $20 million from selling one offer without a sales call, just using a Google document. And my friend, who is building a 50k per month consultancy business like what I do, with not even 7,000 followers. Or my client, who is building a 240k online business, traveling the world 70 to 80% of the year with less than 3,600 followers. But there's one thing that all these people have in common. They all have a personal brand. So if you think you need a massive audience to make massive money, you are wrong. It's not about the size of your audience, it's how you use it. And this is what women have always told me. Ignore that. But most make the wrong correlation that more people equals more chance of a sale. So to put this into context, nearly 46, sorry, I'm full of a cold. So, to put this into context, nearly 46% of creators make less than $1,000 per year. Only 4% of creators make over $100,000 per year. And 12% of creators make a living wage. And the truth is, likes and followers don't pay the bills, bro. I've been around creators with millions of followers who struggle to make any money. And I've been around people with a few thousand followers make hundreds of thousands. So again, I've attached another reference for you guys, which you can find in the top link of the description. Whilst you're there, drop me a like, subscribe, drop me a comment if you resonate with my story and you're liking this so far. Let me know. And the purpose of this video is to show you how you can change this through building a high leverage personal brand ecosystem. So here's how I'm building mine. But first of all, step one, define clearly what you want, but more importantly, set clear boundaries on what you don't want. And to do this, we have to get clear on our vision. If you don't know where you're going and why, how can you expect anyone else to follow you there? This means define basic human nature by breaking away from the crowd and standing boldly on your own. We align our actions with our values. To do so, we are unapologetically ourselves. And to be truly an operator, we must first lead ourselves. Followers need a leader, so to be treated like one, we understand that we must first act like one. A leader has followers, and you can't be followed if you continue to stay in the crowd. And to be an operator, it does demand creativity, leadership, and a deeper understanding of who you are, what you believe, and where you are going. And I call this brand architecture, because in this game, you need to be the main character of your story. You need to lean into your main character arc. And you do this through creating an aspirational identity archetype, because you have to understand there's no right or wrong way to do this. It's easy when you're being authentically yourself in the market, and the task is never truly complete, because this isn't a thing you build once. It's something you become on the journey of where you are going through getting crystal clear on your vision plus values. So don't feel like you need to have all the pieces put together in a perfect puzzle right now. Your aspirational identity is something that will become clearer to you as you continue to evolve. But here's what most coaches, consultants, plus creators fail to understand. People aren't looking for another coach. They don't need more information. They want transformation. They want to become someone different, someone better, someone they can't become on their own. Your aspirational identity inspires a transformation far beyond just coaching. It shapes a deeper, more lasting impact. It's a belief system that they adopt the moment they step into that identity. Because true transformation isn't just about telling people what to do. That is limited. It's giving them an example to live up to be able to see in themselves, and an example to hold them accountable to. It's being in proximity with you and others that are working towards that same example, either on the same level, a few steps ahead, or even them being an example to those behind. And it's not about perfection, it's about authenticity and demonstration. Because the bottom line is, people decide who they're going to work with through an alignment of values, the beliefs, the principles and philosophies. So if you can think about the coaches, the creators or businesses that you resonate with, it's because their beliefs and values align with yours. Which is why you're probably still watching right now, is because we share the same core values. And people do not need more information. They want more access to you because one of two reasons. Number one, you're already heading in the direction of where they want to go. Number two, you're already at the destination of where they want to be. And for you to do this, you need to be the guide and not just another coach. And when you understand this, you no longer compete on attention or pricing. You stand out and become a market of one. You attract the dream clients without chasing. Clients stay for longer without churning. And you can charge more without having to justify it. Your clients get better results. This happens because you've developed an aspirational identity, which is a clear vision of who you are, what you believe, where you are going, and who your clients become through stepping into that identity. Then you can create a truly unique offer aligned to your beliefs, principles and philosophies that positions you as a market of one, because there is no one in the market that is better at being you than you. And essentially, aspirational identity is personal brand. And most people get personal branding wrong. They think it's about orange Lamborghinis, Dubai penthouses and looking cool on Instagram. But they are left trying to sell to people who are only buying the things they've got. Cars, houses, watches and lifestyle. And as with anything materialistic, it's an uphill battle, often filled with desperation. You give someone a glimmer of hope, but then you take it away from them by making them buy access to it. And the frequency someone is at when they come into your world is a precursor of the type of lead, client and customer they'll be in your program, coaching, community, whatever. Lower frequency people will buy low ticket offers over and over again, but rarely the upsell. And if they do, they tend to be more difficult as a customer and client. They'll consume hours of content, try things once, give up, and then be looking for ways to use your guarantee or churn. Higher frequency people don't buy like that. Higher frequency people aren't consuming hours and hours of content, they're busy taking action. You attract high frequency people into your world through aspirational personal branding. It's about selling people on your beliefs, principles and philosophies that inspire action for you, demonstrating the transformation. People have nowhere else to go other than trying to buy from you because they are buying on who you are, no desperation. Think about that for a second. It's not about how good you look, it's about who you help them become and why. It's the bridge between who your clients are now and who they want to become through working with you by stepping into that identity. So I've tried to summarize it into a diagram, and I thought a Venn diagram will work best. So you've got your world, aspirational identity and your core values, which is your beliefs, principles and philosophy. So when you combine your aspirational identity with your core values, this creates a unique offer and mechanisms Well, a unique offer and unique mechanisms. When you combine aspirational identity with the world that you've created, then you have a market of one positioning. When you combine the world with your core values, then this makes creativity so much easier. And when you combine them all together, this creates your personal brand. So when you align your personal brand with your beliefs, principles, and philosophies, something obvious happens. Your offer plus mechanisms are unique. Your marketing becomes magnetic. Your sales become easier, and your impact grows because people are sold on what makes you authentically you before they invest in you. You become the only operator in the world who can deliver what you do and how you do it. And here's some examples of aspirational identity. You've got become an operator, your boy, Scott Martin Anderson. You've got become a superman, become a superior man, from the OG David Dider. You've got become hard to kill by Tim Kennedy. You've got become Top G, which we all know, Andrew Tate, and we've got become Adonis, Hamza. So now the question is, who are you? What do you believe? And where do you want to go? Once you can get clear on this, then you can create a truly unique offer that positions you as a market of one. You no longer have to compete, or you no longer need to compete on price or attention. You become the only choice for your dream clients. Then we've got to get clear on your freedom by design number. So this means setting a 12-month goal for your business. And what is your dream monthly revenue target you need to fund your freedom by design? So to do this, you basically take your dream monthly revenue target, divide that by the price of your services or products, and then divide that by 12. And then that's how many clients you need per month. Getting clear on what that number is for you changes everything. But more importantly, it allows you to see how few clients you actually need to get there. You're now playing on a longer time horizon where you can control the variables and understand what simple inputs are needed to achieve it over the next 12 months. This turns an emotional feeling of wanting to achieve X revenue per month into a logical problem of I only need X amount of clients per month to get there. My freedom by design number is 20k per month profit in a few hours work a day. No forced creativity and without a single sales call, by simply leveraging my personal brand to attract my dream clients. And of course, yours will be different. For me right now, additional revenue, more than the 20k per month, could mean diminishing returns on happiness or life satisfaction. I want a simple life doing what I love. And for me to achieve that, I only need 35 clients total to get to my freedom by design number. And out of 8.2 billion people on the planet, that means I need to only convert 0.0000043% of people. And I'm happy with those odds. And I now have a clear target, which I can gamify. Because business at its core is about solving problems. You can turn it into a game, because I like to summarize it as find out what people want, plus give it to them the way they want it. But first, we must identify where we currently are, plus where we want to go. We can then begin to identify the problem and begin to logically find a solution. What's the problem stopping me from getting there? Then we can actually solve it. But you might struggle to simplify it like this if you're all over the place in your business, which I fully understand this, and I think we've all been there, and it's something that we can all agree with. And if you're all over the place in your business, the next question is, do you know your freedom by design number? If you don't, then you'll have no idea what is actually holding you back. So that probably means that your inputs would be so random that you're actually struggling to notice the patterns. And once you can get clear on this, it's pretty simple, right? But the first thing is you need to get clear on your freedom by design number. And this is very easy to work out. And once you understand that, we can get clear on our constraints, because you are either building your business by design or leave it to chance. It's easy to fall into the trap of building someone else's business around their constraints when you're blindly just following what works for them. This won't build your freedom by design. So what I mean by this is that it's so easy to follow people online and do exactly what they're doing, and even mentors and do exactly what they're doing, because we're just following what works for them, because they have built their business around their own constraints. Our constraints of why we're doing it and what we're trying to achieve is different to the next person. So even with this simple model, my role is just to provide my clients the components to get them 80% there, but it's on them to assemble, test, learn, and iterate to figure out the remaining 20%. So I can give some variables and guide them on how to think along the journey, but results will flow from applying it in the market around their own constraints. So this is why it's important to know what your constraints are and not get lost in the consumption of ideas. So to achieve my freedom by design number around my constraints, this means absolutely no calls in the morning. 2 hours of morning deep work, which is like a money block for creativity and high leverage inputs only. Then I've got 2 hours late in the morning, early afternoon for the gym. Every Tuesday and Thursday afternoon for community calls, which is optional for clients to attend. Then I've got one-to-one calls on demand, which is optional for when clients need one. No sales calls whatsoever, because I'm only selling. Not sure what happened there, but for some reason the video cut off an hour into the video, but we keep things moving, we keep things rolling. So no sales calls whatsoever. I only sell with a simple document in my DMs or email list. Plenty of white space in my calendar for learning, rest, combat, creativity, plus creating new ideas. No weekend work. Only spend time in nature on a weekend. No evening work past 7 p.m. if I can absolutely help it. And 90% plus profit margins with no large team, just a VA and maybe a video editor. And this is how my calendar looks. So you can see that I've got the deep work blocks in the morning for the high leverage inputs. Then I've got the gym. And then I've got the optional community calls for clients to attend. And then I've got all this empty space where, of course, there's going to be one-to-one calls on demand as and when one-to-one clients book them. But we are mental athletes, so this means that we need time to rest, recover, and to do things which inspire creativity, so we can come up with new ideas for clients and customers, and to just basically operate your business to its full potential. So now we've got clear on your freedom by design number and the constraints in which you have to build your business. Okay, what now, I hear you ask? So we have to define these three things. You've got a lead, someone I've earned the right to communicate with in private, email or DMs. A customer, someone who's given me some money through buying into my ideas. And then we've got client, someone who is in my core offer. And you need a simple set of systems that simplifies the process of getting leads, turning those leads into customers, and turning those customers into clients, because not all clients are created equal. Some pay the most and some pay the least. What they pay is the level of access they have to us. And I've built that system that helps this. And I call this baby the Operator OS Flywheel, which we've got brand architecture, LeadFlow, and then access offer. And here's how I'm going to do it in 3 simple systems plus mechanisms. You've got brand architecture, which essentially this is like your personal brand system. You've got LeadFlow, which is like a indoctrination system. And we've got access offer, which is a customer plus client system. And here is an outline of that system. And if it looks simple, it's because it's not meant to be complex. So the foundation of this is that we need less leads than we think. I always hear, I need more leads, Scott, but in reality, they just need better leads. As operators, we are anti cold outreach or anything that doesn't drive warm inbound leads. And when you align a unique offer with the right leads and your personal brand resonates with them, you're unstoppable. And this is why it's so simple. So here's how we will first fix your offer. So step 2, I call this the access offer. So to break it down, most coaches and consultants plus creators have multiple offers, loads of funnel, loads of complexity, and loads of confused leads. Instead, we create an access offer, and an access offer is simple. And multiple offers is complex. So you've got the hard way, which is multiple offers, complicated funnels, push marketing, cold DMs, complexity, sales calls, maybe a new client, inconsistent revenue, which is the hard way. But what happens is that because the revenue is inconsistent, then you make emotional and erratic decisions within your business. You then start to create more offers, which then ends up creating more funnels, which then creates more complexity, and so on. It's just a never-ending cycle. But the way of the operator, we've got 3 simple systems. We've got brand architecture, access offer, LeadFlow, which results in freedom by design. 3 steps for freedom by design. Like I explained, you've got the hard way, which is complex. You've got complex funnels plus multiple offers creates decision fatigue for leads. Multiple promises plus no clear outcome equals confused leads. You are trapped in the loop of anxiety and overwhelm, making erratic and emotional business decisions and attracting low frequency leads and difficult clients into your funnel, or funnels, should I say. And the way of the operator, get paid more for more access to you. The levels of access stack on top of each other. One promise, which is the outcome, plus multiple levels of access, which is a support. Flexible delivery that enhances client results and easy to sell. And we're only marketing one thing, but can sell at different price points. And this is what it will look like for me. So we've got access offer, 3 levels of access to me. You've got the least amount of access, which is customer offers to create customers when people buy into my ideas. You've got more access, which is going to be a community plus coaching in the community, which is 25 spots, which is capped, and that is to go at your own pace. And then we've got the most amount of access, which is community plus one-to-one consultancy, which is one-to-one consultancy working with me one-to-one. And that is 10 spots capped, and that is to go faster. So what this does, this allows you to upsell your current clients for more access and downsell to clients who might churn for the access level below, keeping them within your ecosystem. So the cool thing about this, and why I like the simplicity of this, is that even more additional levels of access can be easily added or subtracted between each level with flexible delivery for you. So this is how it looks. You've got the least amount of access where people buy into my ideas and they just get access to resources. Then I've got more access where people can go at their own pace, where they get access to resources, they're in a community and they get coaching within that community. But then the most access to me for them to go faster, which is to get access to everything here, the resources, community, and then the coaching within a community. So the coaching is essentially the community calls, but they also get one-to-one consultancy where I work with them one-to-one. And it's just basically 3 levels of access that are easy to sell and deliver. And you'll hear that I've said capped spots, or I'm capping spots here. So by capping spots, we create authentic scarcity and urgency to get people to take action. The important thing here is that people know that you're not going to be there tomorrow. People don't act now because they know you're going to be there tomorrow. Every offer must come with authentic scarcity and urgency. Fake scarcity and urgency will ruin the trust with your audience and harm your personal brand. And this is why it's important to know your freedom by design number, because once you know your freedom by design number with how many clients you need per month, and then you know what your scarcity is. So again, just a quick recap, which is your dream monthly income target, divide that by your price, divide that by 12, and then that's how many clients you need per month. And then you make the scarcity known to your audience. And then you open and close the doors to your one-to-one offer or to your community 1 to 2 times each month and make the closing date known to create urgency. So this is how I'm going to turn leads into customers. As operators, we use customer offers to give people the chance to take a peek behind the scenes with low to no commitment for them. We give them a taste of what we do and they can see how we operate before they fully commit. We do not create new content for leads. We give low to no commitment access and repurpose material by unbundling or bundling what we have already created for our clients. People buy into ideas before they buy into products. So by creating customer offers, we have the opportunity to get leads to buy into our ideas first before they become clients. So you're probably wondering how this looks. So it can be as simple as guest passes for private client workshops or to community calls that you host. And it's understanding the different parts that make up our core offer and being able to sell just one part instead of the whole thing. And it can be as simple as packaging up some resources of what you've already created for your clients or community or whatever with a one-to-one call or an invite to an AMA community call, which is basically an Ask Me Anything call, to help install the custom offer once they bought. This achieves 3 things. It identifies desire within your audience. When people initiate a transaction with you, this signals buying intent. And then number 2, you can create multiple touch points and a simple upsell path to your core offer. So for an example of this, let's say that you package up some resources, what you've already got, and you package that up with a one-to-one call or a community call, where that call essentially becomes a sales call. And basically you help them to install that thing that they've bought or give them a breakdown. And then you can just say to them, well, I've helped you with this. Now I've got this thing here that I can also help you with. Are you interested? So it becomes a simple upsell path. And the cool thing is that it gives you additional cash flow. So a real life example of this is that I turned a £59 customer offer into £4,000 plus in recurring revenue whilst I was on a trip in Lisbon waiting for my girlfriend to get ready. And I also done the same thing when I went to Las Vegas on the train down to Heathrow from Manchester. I just packaged up some resources that I've already got. I put it on my Instagram story and into my email list. I think I sold about 15, and then I had 15 opportunities to upsell those customers into being a client, which of course everyone's not going to be a client. But now that customer is within your ecosystem where you then have more opportunity and more chance to then upsell them to the next thing, which could be a community or to the one-to-one access of your offer. So now here is how I fucked this up last year. So the frustrating thing is that I was close to my Freedom by Design number, and I was very close, but challenges arose because I felt creatively burnt out. I lost momentum. I blurred the lines between being a coach, mentor, and consultant to a large group of people who were at different levels of my access offer. This meant I unintentionally destroyed my own upsell path by under-promising and over-delivering, because why would a community client buy the upsell to most access as a one-to-one client, which is essentially pay me more, when they're getting the same value in a lower level of access? Because we are limited to the amount of meaningful relationships we can have at any one time. So it's very useful to break down the expectations and the roles you play in each for the level of access and support you give. So to break this down really simple is coaching is essentially helping people discover the answer inside of them. Mentoring is showing someone So essentially, coaching is helping someone discover the answer inside of them. Mentoring is showing someone how you would do it. Consulting is giving someone the answer. And I want to be able to wear all those hats at the same time. Fixation on the identity of those hats distorts value to the clients and blocks your creativity. Seeing them as just simple approaches allows creativity to flow with the principles. But in an effort to scale and prove the model, I accidentally created complexity. And as with most true simplicity, I had to go through the complexity first to figure it all out. And instead, what I found I believe to be better is to use a flexible delivery approach. So you get to decide how you want to work, how you want to deliver your services and products. And this is the difference between being just a coach, mentor, and consultant. Instead, you act as a guide. You basically demonstrate the path by being a few steps ahead and report back with your findings of what works and what doesn't. This is a dynamic model. So now that we understand how cool an access offer is, I'll now demonstrate the next thing. So if you guys are resonating with any of this, please let me know your thoughts in the comments. Drop me a like, drop me a subscribe, please let me know. So now we go on to step 3, which is LeadFlow. Most coaches, consultants, plus creators build their businesses on brute force. They'll beat leads into submission with influence and persuasion to get them to buy on a call. It relies on high volume and relentless sales mechanisms. It's aggressive, but it does work. And here's how it actually looks, or here's how it usually looks. 100 plus cold DMs sent daily, new followers, drop them a DM, a handful of conversations, a couple of sales calls, maybe a few sales, then repeat. Does it work? Sure. How do I know? Because this is exactly what I was doing, and it's basic probability. Each message has a certain probability of success. So what this means is a lead responding positively and converting into a client. So by increasing the number of messages you send, you're increasing the likelihood of finding someone who will say yes, even if the probability for each individual message is low. So an example of this is if 1 out of 100 messages results in a sale, sending 1,000 messages increases your chances of 10 sales. And you're very lucky if one message out of 100 results in a sale. I've been very kind and generous there. So in simple terms, if you message enough people, someone will eventually say yes. This is the foundation of push marketing. You're leveraging volume to overcome low probabilities. While it's mathematically sound and not wrong, but this will result in difficult clients, worse results, and high churn. And I'm not about that life. It always ends up in burnout, fatigue, and you will lose momentum. And like I said, I've been there. I fully understand the pain of this. It's just a constant machine that doesn't stop, but we want to be able to stop and breathe. So as an operator, we do pull marketing instead. And this is a magnetic effect. Stronger your marketing, stronger the pull for the right people, stronger the push for the wrong people. Strong marketing attracts and repels in equal measure. And if you hate sales calls like I do, you will love this. To do it this way, I need a mechanism to pre-sell people on me and the value of working with myself. That's the difference between push marketing versus pull marketing. Push marketing, you're trying to convince cold leads to buy something they are not sold on because they are not sold on you. Or they'll probably say something like, sounds great, let me think about it, and then ghost you. Pull marketing, leads are already pre-sold on you, your values and ideas, and they're either hopping on calls saying, I'm ready to go, or DMing you 2 things. How do I get started? And I just paid. So how I'm going to get people pre-sold on me. There's a thing called Google's 7-11-4 rule. What this means is that before someone buys, they need 7 hours of engagement across 11 touch points in 4 separate locations. So the faster I can get people through that 7 hour conversion window, the faster I'll get to my freedom by design number, the 7 hours. So how I'll do this, long form on YouTube. The more frequent I post content, the faster I'll get to my freedom by design number, which is the 11 touch points. How I'll do it, short form on Instagram, YouTube shorts, plus TikTok. The broader my content types, the faster I'll get to my freedom by design number. So the 4 locations, here's where you'll find me: Instagram, YouTube, email, Threads and X, maybe TikTok. And this is the Operator OS Flywheel content strategy. Please give me a massive drum roll for this genius content strategy. We basically, as operators, we create for email, then copy and paste into everything else. Simple. Basically, create for email, copy paste to Instagram, which can be used as an Instagram story and an Instagram post. Copy paste into threads, which can be used as a short form thread or a long form thread, and copy paste into X, which could be a long form tweet or short form tweet. Then, as an operator, we can create for long form YouTube, then repurpose into short form content. So long form content, repurpose into Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, and TikTok. And I'm all about efficiency, leverage, and simplicity. So out of one piece of long form content, I want to create multiple pieces. One of the core principles of the operator is no forced creativity. We create and own and sell ideas knowing that we don't niche down, the niche chooses us. By sharing our ideas, beliefs, and values authentically, through doing content our own way, we naturally attract those who resonate with our message. This is why we don't believe in niching down. You don't have to niche down, because by sharing our ideas, beliefs, and values authentically through doing content our own way, we naturally attract those who resonate with our message, because people buy into ideas first and then products second. So I'll create long form content in the medium that I enjoy consuming it in, which is writing and video, then repurpose it for multiple platforms as short form. Simple, right? But before I expect someone to buy from me, I need to give people the opportunity to trust my unique mechanisms, trust my unique personality, and trust my unique offer. And the best way to do this at scale is through a video like you're watching right now, plus long form content like vlogs that gets people to binge our lives, story, and ideas. And no, you don't have to become a YouTuber. And yes, you would be stupid not to leverage the easiest way to gain trust right now in a trust recession, and also the biggest search engine on the goddamn planet. All you have to do is simply be you, and nobody is better at being you than you. And as you're watching this, I'm taking you on an 8-step journey. So it starts off with my story, then the problem of the market or the problem of an industry or a niche, then the symptoms of that problem, then the negative effects of those symptoms, then polarization to show you both sides of the spectrum, then features, then the benefits of those features, and then the positive effects. So as I took you through this video, I've took you on an 8-step process which turns leads into customers and clients. And essentially this is a sales asset. It's a VSL. And the sales asset is a piece of content that helps generate leads, nurture those leads, and help you turn leads into customers, and then those customers into clients more effectively by aligning your values plus ideas with your audience. And once people have binged enough of your content, they'll be then sold on you, and then your beliefs, principles, and philosophies plus ideas. Then all that is left is getting them sold on your offer. You can either invite them onto a sales call, or you can close people in the DMs or email with a simple offer document like I do, which you send to people who are interested. If you prefer option 2, which 1 or 2 aren't wrong, if again, we are building a business what works around your own constraints. If you enjoy sales calls and you can perform far better on sales calls, then go for sales calls. But if you prefer option 2, we first have to create an environment to set that scene where we can make more offers to people. You might prefer sales calls because you've not yet created that scene or that environment where you can make sales in the DMs, but conversions happen with conversations. The more conversations we have plus the more offers we make equals the more money we make. But first we have to earn the right to have conversations with pre-sold leads. And an offer can be as simple as a PS at the bottom of your email, or a CTA to send you a DM in the caption of your Instagram post or Instagram story. That means making most of your offers in private. We never want to sell in public. We always want to take a lead into somewhere private like DMs or email where we can make our offer to them in private. It's just a more sophisticated process. You don't want to be that guy who's just selling hard and sell, 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 sell. What happens when you make your offers in private is that you're not chasing leads and you're not begging for sales or no sales calls at all if that's what you want. So now that we've got clear on those 3 simple systems of the Operator OS Flywheel, okay, now what? This is what separates winners from losers. The difference between winners and losers is that winners realize there is no escape from insecurity and failure. If you're trying to grow your business, reach your Freedom by Design number and get clients, you have to endure rejection and losing. Rejection that will cause you to constantly rethink if you're truly capable. Every successful person has gone through the phase of self-hatred, self-doubt and losing all hope many times. I think we all know what it's like to tell our family and friends that we are leaving school, the businesses that we have built, or our job to pursue our dream just for nothing to work out. We look like idiots and we waste a year of our lives trying to build something just for it to feel like it was all for nothing. This will kill most people's confidence. I've seen a lot of people give up on their dreams because losing was too much to endure. But I believe this is where winners are separated from losers. It's when you lose all your confidence and even money sometimes that you are given the opportunity to still say, fuck it, I'm going to keep pushing forward regardless. As soon as you make this decision, the universe begins to respect you. The universe starts to assist you after they get to see the strength of your heart. This world will test your heart, test your belief you have in yourself, and test the love you have for your passions. This is why you'll see people more dumber than you who are more successful. The universe is assisting them because they don't lack heart, they never quit, and the universe can't help but go, I like this guy. I also think if you can survive the phase of repeated failure, you will build a level of mental and emotional strength that can't be broken. And look, success is hard, but choose your hard. You have to deliver value every day to people who rely on you. There is a lot of pressure that comes with being a leader. The times you went through hell are what are preparing you for this role. So stop thinking about how much money you're making or the subscribers, followers and clout that you want. Realize that you have to be molded into the winner on the mental and emotional level before the financial. Think about who you need to be and what you need to learn to fuel your freedom by design. I know what it's like to feel like a loser to everyone around me. But then 2 years later, I was free from needing a 9 to 5. I stayed loyal to myself and it all worked out. And look, I am nowhere near where I want to be, but I know what is real will always prosper. Don't let your dreams only be dreams. Don't turn your back on yourself. You will lose the respect you have for yourself and you won't be able to gain it back easily. The inner child within you is watching, looking to you to lead. Don't sell yourself short. Keep pushing even when nothing seems to work. And the truth is, some of you watching right now are not going to be the right fit to work with us to become an operator in the creator economy. And that's totally cool. But if you like the simplicity of the Operator OS Flywheel model, you identify as an operator, you resonate with my story, and you're ready to join us so you can hit your Freedom by Design number in a few simple daily inputs in the next 12 months and surround yourself with other coaches, consultants, plus creators doing the same, click the link below and DM me on Instagram and I'll send you the full details of how we can work together. I'm opening a handful of spots for our case study. I really want to create some great new case studies. So as a part of this Operator OS case study, I'll be working with you closely over the next 16 weeks. This is not another community. This is not another coaching program. This is not another watch this 6-hour course type of thing. This is me and you. Together, we'll build a high leverage personal brand ecosystem using the Operator OS Flywheel to help you reach your Freedom by Design number in a few simple daily inputs. And with it being a case study, I've also made it stupidly easy to get started with a founder's price. So this means that this could be less than the cost of one client for you. One client covers this and everything after that is profit. But there's a catch. You must be open to being used as an example to demonstrate the simplicity of this model in more detail. Of course, you'll have full control of what is shared and what isn't shared,
and I'll make you look good and I can keep you anonymous. But you understand that I am creating this case study to lead by example with the Operator OS model, and to do that I must show you winning. So if you're interested, DM me one on Instagram for the full details and we'll chat about if this is a good move for you. But if you're not ready for that, click the link below in the description for your copy of this doc, and then you can begin to implement it for yourself. You can follow me for more content on Instagram, which you can find the link below. Subscribe for weekly. Loom has literally just stopped recording again, probably at the most important part of this video. But if you're not ready for that, number one, click the link below to grab your copy of this doc so you can begin to implement it yourself. Number two, you can follow me for more content on Instagram, which you can find the link below. And then you can subscribe for weekly content on my YouTube. So that was wild, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Please drop me a like, drop me a comment, subscribe. And yeah, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Let's go. Peace.